Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray, and we are here to jump into episode 10 of The Next Prince. So, last episode, we had the assassination attempt on Ramin and the implication put on the king. It doesn't quite track for me, but it may be that, obviously there's information that we don't have as the audience, so it may be revealed something a little bit more that makes it feel like something the king would do, and maybe if we get like a more concrete motivation other than the royal competition, it'll feel more real, like it really is him. I don't know. There's just a part of me that thinks it's the guy who doesn't have an heir, basically trying to undermine the main. I don't want to say main royal family, but the ruling royal family. I don't know. Something about him that's just so shady. Like that dude is shady, bro. And it's not even like the people protest. We also had the people protesting and whatnot. It's not like the people protesting are exactly incorrect, but something about it feels manipulative. The fact that it's happening mostly in his territory, conveniently, you know. I don't know. There's legitimate reasons for them to protest, so I'm supporting it. I'm always going to support protesting, those in power. But something about it feels really sus. And it feels like they are being used, like their literal pain is being used by multiple factions of royals, and that's not okay, you know? Yeah, all the terrible mining practices are bad, but also being used by this guy to basically power play is also bad, equally bad, you know? So your boy Kanin is going to try and figure out this mining issue. His dad or his father seems like he also is uncomfortable with their family's mining practices, so he may have a larger plan at play. He's very quiet. So there's a part of me that also wants to suspect him a little bit too, but I just don't think that he had his wife killed. That's the part that doesn't track for me. Like the grandpa doing it a little bit makes more sense. I need more information. Somehow, also, let's not forget, Sharan's mom's disappearance is probably involved in all this. I bet that when she disappeared, conveniently, it was probably around the same time that the assassination happened on Kanin's mom. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe the king, like I'm trying to think of what motivations there would be for the king to do the assassination 18 years ago. And the only thing I think of is that he didn't like his son's wife. And he didn't like her influence on his son, or something like that. And so he wanted to remove her from the equation and have his son remarry. But of course, his son never remarried. So, like maybe he was actually planning on killing both her and the child, and then having his son start fresh with the woman that he chose. Like that's the only thing I can think of. But like, why? Why would it matter? But sometimes it matters, like who people marry or whatever for royals. So I get it. That's the only reason I could possibly think of. Or maybe his wife found out something about the king that could have destroyed their rule. So she had to be silenced. Like, that's the only thing I think of. And then somehow Sharan's mom was involved. I mean, his whole family were all royal guards, right? So was his mom a royal guard? And was she like maybe an attendant for Kanin's mom? and was involved. Like I think his whole family is like a bunch of spies and royal guards and stuff like that. So maybe she was too, and she was like an agent for Kanin's parents and was caught up in the assassination, or conversely, which would be really angsty, Sharan's mom was the assassin that killed Kanin's mom. That would be fucked up, but I mean, juicy for drama. Like, terrible, but interesting. Create some serious conflict between these two. But I don't know if we have enough time to unpack something crazy like that. Like, only 4 episodes. There's no way we would have time to unpack the emotional consequences of Sharan's mom being the assassin that killed Kanin's mom. That'd be hard. But, I mean, like I said, interesting. What else? What else happened? Yeah, I mean, other stuff happened. You don't need a recap. So, we're jumping into this episode, and I'll be caught up after this. So, I'm ready to just watch it. Let's just get into episode 10.
เรื่องที่เขาบอกกันเรื่องเหมืองนี่เรื่องจริงใช่ไหม
Okay. I forgot the dad was located and is being brought in, I think. Pop, pop.
ดีใจที่ลูกมาถึงนี่นะหวังสวัสดิ์เทวทินยินดีต้อนรับนะลูก
Yes, this is his first time being here instead of at
นี่เดิน
the
ทางมาคงจะเหนื่อยและ
royal
หิวกันแล้ว
palace.
ไปที่ห้องอาหารกันเถอะ
เรียค่ะ
That makes me hungry when I just sat down to record.
ทานเยอะๆนะลูก ต้องการอะไรเพิ่มเติมเนี่ยบอกพ่อได้
เรียค่ะ
ต่อเลย
It's everything being gold for me. Even the
ทำไมส
utensils.
ปาเกตตี้นี้เหมือน
I know that that's their export, but
ถ้าท่านนายเคยสอนให้พ่อท
นี่เสด็จพ่อทำเองเลยเดี๋ยวเรียค่ะ
ำพ่อคิดว่าพ่อทำรสชาติที่ลูกคุ้นเคยเนี่ยลูกจะสบายใจกว่า
yeah.
ขอพระทัยพระยาค่ะเสด็จพ่อ
นี่เป็นครั้งแรกที่ลูกมาเยือนเมืองอสวเทวาทิน ต่อไปลูกต้องมาปกครองที่นี่
Yeah, we got to think about that. How let's say he becomes king, you're now suddenly going to be leading this territory. You know,
ถ้า
be
ลูกมี
ready.
เรื่องอยากถาม จะเป็นการรบกวนเสด็จพ่อหรือไม่พระยาค่ะ
ว่าไปสิ
เมื่อไม่นานมานี้ มีข่าวเรื่องเด็กผู้หญิงคนหนึ่งที่ขโมยทองจากเหมืองไปขาย แต่ที่ทำไปก็เพราะอยากจะนำเงินไปรักษาแม่ที่ป่วย เสด็จพ่อได้เห็นข่าวนี้บ้างหรือไม่พะยะค่ะ
พ่อได้เห็นข่าวนั้นแล้ว
เรื่องมลพิษที่ทำให้คนงานในเหมืองป่วยนี่เป็นเรื่องจริงหรือไม่พะยะค่ะ
เรื่องนั้นเนี่ยพ่อกำลังหาคำตอบอยู่ แต่ลูกไม่ต้องห่วงนะ ปล่อยให้พ่อจัดการเองเถอะ
There's no way that this just became a problem, by the way, like in the last year. It's clearly something that has to have been happening for years. You know? Like mining doesn't I mean I guess you could hit like a vein of something toxic theoretically. But like mining inherently is extremely dangerous for the miners, you know?
และส่วนวันนี้เนี่ย
No matter what you're mining.
ลูกก็ไปเที่ยวงานแห่โคมไฟของเมืองอสวเทวาทินให้สบายใจ ชลันพาไป
Yeah, so what I meant by that, like, mining is inherently dangerous, so, like, there's just no way they couldn't have known until now. They just weren't doing anything about it because it was profitable to keep working these, you know, people to the bone. It's the way their national color is tan and brown. Clearly. Like this color
ขบวน
palette,
แห่จะเริ่มมา
hilarious.
กี่โมงนะครับ
น่าจะอีกครึ่งชั่วโมง
ทำไมเขาต้องแห่โคมไฟด้วยล่ะพี่นัน
เพราะว่าคนสมัยก่อนทำงานในเหมืองเป็นหลัก เลิกงานก็ค่ำบางทีก็ถึงเช้า ทางกลับบ้านก็คงเปลี่ยว ทำให้ชาวบ้านบางคนกลัวในสิ่งที่มองไม่เห็น แต่ยังดีที่มีแสงของดวงดาวนำทาง ชาวบ้านเลยให้โคมไฟเป็นสัญลักษณ์ แทนการขอบคุณแสงสว่างของดวงดาว และเป็นการขอพรให้การขุดเหมืองประสบความสำเร็จ
Oh, I genuinely thought he was gonna say it was hella dark and the government wasn't doing nothing to put up lights, so villagers put up lanterns themselves so that their families could make it home in the dead of night.
ก็เลยเป็นประเพณีที่สืบทอดต่อ
All
ไป
right.
นะใช่ไหม จะมีอะไรบ้างไหมเนี่ยที่นินถามแล้วพี่นันตอบไม่ได้เนี่ย
Like I thought this was about to become real political too.
ไม่จริง นินถามอะไรพี่นันก็ตอบได้หมด
ถ้าเป็นเรื่องที่พี่ไม่ถนัด พี่ก็คงตอบคำถามนี้ไม่ได้
แปลว่าคงไม่มีอะไรที่พี่นันตอบนินไม่ได้ เพราะพี่ถนัดทุกอย่างเลย
You lighting some lanterns.
เราไปซื้อกันสักอันไหมชาครี ไปซื้อโคมไฟกันนี่ค่ะ
I need somebody on TikTok to edit this show to, you know, your friend Steve, that soundbite or whatever, that song with Shakti. I know somebody has. I have stayed off of the Next Prince Twitter and TikTok because I didn't want to be spoiled until I caught up. But now that I'm caught up here, I can actually go and, you know, look up stuff and interact with the fandom. And I hope somebody has absolutely edited that song to this couple and Shakti.
do come back.
Oh God, here comes Angang. I need it so bad. Because I really love that Shakti is like technically their chaperone to ensure nothing inappropriate happens between them. But at the same time, he's all for their relationship. So they're just free to be with each other in front of him
ท่านชายคณิน
with no issue.
ผมเอาอันหนึ่งครับ
อ๋อได้ค่ะ
ครับ นี่ครับ
ขอบคุณนะหนุ่ม ปีนี้ขายไม่ค่อยดีเลยอ่ะ คนมาเที่ยวน้อย เขาบอกว่าเป็นเพราะว่ามีข่าวเรื่องฝุ่นเหมืองน่ะ คนก็เลยไม่กล้ามาเที่ยวกัน กลัวจะเจ็บป่วย
Tourism is down.
ฝุ่นมัน
Oof,
ก็เยอะจ
that's
ริง
not
ๆนั่น
good.
แหละ ในเมืองเนี่ย อากาศก็ไม่ค่อยดีเลยพ่อหนุ่มโทษทีนะครับ ป้าก็พูดไปเรื่อยตามภาษาคนแก่น่ะ เที่ยวให้สนุกนะหนุ่ม
Like, why are we not
เที่ยว
doing
ให้สนุกนะเพคะท่านชาย
a single thing about this? Like, if tourism is down, that's bad. Oh, there's Pop. Go see your son. Is he just gonna show up in front of him? Because he thinks he's dead. But we also have never seen him actually actively investigate his father's death. That kind of like has been happening in the background. And like we occasionally check in on this dude looking for Pop. But we haven't actually, you know, seen Kanin do real like investigative work or get updates or nothing. Like, or inquire with Sharan how the investigation is going. We've been just so focused on the royal competition, and yet somehow the royal competition remains like the least interesting part of this show. I like legitimately do not care about it. It's unfortunate. I don't know. I don't know if it's unfortunate because I still like everything else that's been happening in the show for the most part. And I like all the characters. Like I find all the characters interesting when they show up. But yeah. Ooh, he saw him.
เป็นอะไรหรือเปล่า
คณินเห็นอะไร
ครับ พ่อ นั่นพ่อทัศนัยนี่
Pop.
เรารีบไปกันเถอะครับ
Nope, too late.
นินพี่ลานปล่อย นินจะไปดูว่าใช่พ่อจริงๆหรือเปล่า
นิน ตรงนี้คนเยอะมากอาจจะไม่ใช่ก็ได้
ก็ถ้าไม่ใช่จะได้รู้ไง ปล่อยนิน
Yeah.
นิน
Well, stay with him
นิน
so he doesn't get kidnapped.
เป็นไรไหม ขอโทษนะครับ
ขอโทษนะครับ
อย่าจัดงานบังหน้าละเลยปัญหาเรื่องอากาศอย่าจัดงานบังหน้าละเลยปัญหา
Oh, it's
อย่าจัดงานบังหน้าละเลยปัญหาเรื่อง
what's it called? Flash mob, but protesting. This one makes sense because it's a big event. The Lantern Festival is a big event where there's a lot of crowds. So if you want to get your message out there, this is a good place to flash mob, you know, protest.
จัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่นจัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่นจัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่นจัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่นจัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่นไม่เอาฝุ่นจัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่น
Oh, there's Jay and Calvin. I was like, what are their names? Like I mean, I guess they're like a tertiary couple. So how much time do we need? How much screen time do we need with them? Fair.
ฝุ่นจัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่นจัดการปัญหาเรื่องฝุ่น
It's looking bad. Oh God, they about to suppress him. Here come the cops. Oh, and there's the Grand Prince.
ผู้มีอำนาจต้องจัดการปัญหาของเมืองถ้าพวกเราประท้วงหยุดงานเอมิลี่จะอยู่ได้ไหม
I know, right? Like, if they go on strike for real, oof. Do they have unions here? Because that's a good question. Like, do they have unions that will support them if they strike? Or is it just kind of the Wild West? You're just going to have to strike and hope you don't get arrested.
ในวันนี้พวกเรามาทำให้เสียงของพวกเรา ส่งไปถึงพวกขโมยกันเถอะ
It's about to be a mess.
เรามาเพื่อรับฟังปัญหา และข้อเรียกร้องทุกอย่าง
พวกเราเรียกร้องสิทธิ์กันมานานแค่ไหน ท่านจะบอกว่าไม่รู้เรื่องที่พวกเราต้องตายกันเลยเหรือพะยะค่ะ
Oh, is he about to sing? I think he's about to sing. All right. I know song can be moments of community and solidarity and everything like that. But the singing in this is so poppy that it's kind of cringe rather than actually effective as like a moving emotional moment. Does that make sense? I kind of wish that they had like just done like real chants. Like, we've been to protests before. Like, then again, sometimes at some protests you do songs. So that's fair. Protest songs and songs that like rally crowds and keep them going for hours and hours, and you kind of make it, an experience to help lift people's spirits while they're, doing sit-ins or stuff like that. So, but I don't know. It is a little bit cringe. I wish they had gone a different direction with the protest song part of this. That's all I'm saying.
Hard to see the road ahead through the quiet train.
Like,
the mist is thin,
this is a
the sky
bit of a
is
cringe
dark,
moment.
and you breath.
Like, the sentiment is understandable, but
เราส่งคนมาตรวจสอบแล้ว แต่ยังไม่มีความคืบหน้า
ไอ้พวกเห็นแก่ตัวดูบนความทุกข์ของคนอื่นปล่อยมันไปตามเลย
เล่าให้เราฟังว่าสาเหตุเกิดจากอะไรอำนาจล้นฟ้าจัดการไม่ได้ก็ออกไป
เฮ้ยอย่ามาขวางทางกันสิวะขบวนแห่โคมไฟเขากำลังจะมาลุงไม่เห็นปัญหาได้ไงวะดีแต่เรียกร้องความสนใจออกไปก่อนมาเลยเฮ้ย
oh, now it's about to escalate.
ออกมาไล่มันให้มันรู้ว่าประเพณีเราเนี่ยสำคัญแค่ไหน
Ooh, there you go.
ทุกคนอย่าใช้กำลังพวกเราอย่าใช้กำลังผมมีอำนาจและแจประชาชนใจเย็นนะครับคุณลุง
Oh God, and now a foreign prince is in the mix.
เรื่องพ่อนี่ต้องรู้ให้ได้ว่าพ่อยังอยู่แต่ตอนนี้มินจะไปช่วยประชาชน
Yeah, we can't.
ถึงจะติดต่อให้ค่ะเชิญเลยค่ะ
มินมันจะโอเคชื่อมิน
เฮ้ยลุงโตมาแบบไหนวะนี่ทำพฤติกรรมแบบเนี้ยท่านชาย
Oop, let Calvin been there. Awkward. And what do you say? Like, I mean, don't expose him. Just, leave it. He's just another face in the crowd. It's okay. Although it's probably going to be all over social media. So his mom is probably about to be texting him crazy. Like, what the hell? And his pop, we don't know anything about his dad, but his dad also seems kind of strict. So, don't say nothing. Don't expose him. Just let it ride. Also, he's a foreign prince, so, don't say nothing.
เราเห็นปัญหาแล้ว
Yeah, we're not gonna say nothing.
ตอนนี้เราคิดว่าในภาวะฉุกเฉินแบบนี้คงต้องแก้ไขปัญหาเฉพาะหน้าไปก่อน เราจะส่งหน้ากาก N95 และเครื่องฟอกอากาศให้กับคนในเหมือง
Exactly. Do some basic things that you can do for them. Hey, like what are some, small things that we can do for an immediate, help? Like, come up with something that will help them understand that not only is it being looked at, you can't just say, okay, listen, I get, Father, but like you can't just say it's being investigated and not show what are you doing to investigate and what are the steps you're going to do to get to where we need to be. You know, like we need an actual action plan, and then you need to follow that action plan. You know.
และหลังจากนั้นเราจะคอยเฝ้าติดตามสถานการณ์และจัดการปัญหามลภาวะเราจะหาทางช่วยให้ได้ว่าจะลดค่าฝุ่นอย่างไรได้บ้างเราขอร้อง
Give me a timetable of what you're going to do until your next update, you know? Give me 2 months to investigate. I will put these measures in place, and I'll provide an update for everyone on where we are with the investigation then. I will also like open a site or something, like a website where people can report the issues that they are witnessing and where. They can do it anonymously as well if you want. Like there's different things that you can do to allow people a place to have their voices heard. Now, you don't necessarily want to tell them stop protesting, you know, because it's protesting. But at the same time, give them other options. And you might even get information that's usable and that's viable. Like set up a small committee of people and then let it grow. But a small committee to start off with that'll help you sift through the testimonials and things like that. And actually see if you can locate issues through the information you're gathering. Like at the very least, it'll, you know, provide people an avenue to send in letters and things like that and messages on what's happening to them.
ช่วยหลีกทางขบวนแห่โคมไฟได้ไหมเราจะช่วยพวกคุณจริงๆเราสัญญา
แล้วพวกเราจะเชื่อใจท่านได้ยังไง
จริงด้วย
It's fair.
แล้วพวกเราจะเชื่อได้ยังไงว่าที่ท่านทำไม่ใช่เพื่อสร้างภาพเชื่อใจเราจะช่วยทุกฝ่ายสิ่งที่พวกคุณเรียกร้องมันสำคัญเราสัญญาว่าเราจะช่วยแก้ไขแต่การแห่โคมไฟในปัจจุบันไม่ได้ส่งผลต่อมลพิษและตอนนี้คนที่เขามาแห่ก็มีประเพณีที่ต้องรักษาเพราะฉะนั้น
I mean, you just said trust me again and gave them absolutely no reason to do so. What you should say is, what are you going to do? If I haven't addressed the people again on this matter by this date, then you'll know you can't trust me. Something like that. Like, you know, give yourself a deadline. And give them a deadline and then hold to that deadline. Make it reasonable. Like I said, give it like 2 months. That'll give you time to plan an event where you address the people again about the issue. You can actually make sure you make that event as long as you don't die for, you know, in this competition. And then actually give you some time to plan what you're going to say and what you're going to present to the people. You know, 2 months should be enough time for you to come up with like a PowerPoint or something for a press conference where you can actually talk about the initiatives you're going to take. Because apparently you've been investigating, and so has your dad. Your dad has been investigating. So work with your dad on what he's uncovered so far, and then decide what you're going to actually release to the public. And then actually just make plans.
ช่วยหลีกทางให้พวกเขาหน่อยนะครับ
Don't say nothing.
Keep your eyes on.
Oh, sure. Also a bit cringe. So we all know that you can sing. So I appreciate that they're given opportunities for these guys to sing because their voices are very nice. Like, just say what you're going to do. Just come up with like a plan, a reasonable plan, like of when you're going to address this and how, and give them a deadline that you have to hold to, and they have to then like, and they have a point where they can say, if you don't make this deadline, then I know that your word doesn't mean shit. You know?
And why every soul deserves to breathe. Don't walk away from silent
like, this
cries.
is nice.
Each heart longs to leave.
But I'd be like, why are you singing? Like, give me an action plan. Give me an action plan, sir.
Whispers in the mist, always echo, never
But I guess this is very moving for a show, so I'll take it. Sorry, I have to talk, or you're not going to hear anything about this, because I can't put this song up on YouTube, because I keep getting dinged by copyright.
Even shadows can resist. Hear whispers in the mist.
Ooh, a duet. Let's hear some harmonies, baby.
เมื่อคืนนี้ค่ะเกิดเหตุการณ์ไม่สงบนะคะที่จัตุรัสเมืองอัศวเทวาทินค่ะมีกลุ่มผู้ประท้วงนะคะขอความเป็นธรรมเรื่องสิ่งแวดล้อมค่ะเข้ามาดักหน้าขบวนแห่โคมไฟทำให้เกิดเหตุปะทะกันนะคะตอนนี้ไม่มีรายงานผู้เสียชีวิตแต่ว่ามีผู้บาดเจ็บเล็กน้อยกว่า20รายค่ะและเหตุการณ์ครั้งนี้นะคะจบลงที่ท่านชายคณินค่ะทายาทของตระกูลอัศวเทวาทินมาช่วยยุติเรื่องราวมีกระแสวิพากษ์วิจารณ์กันนะคะว่าท่านชายคณินค่ะคือสัญลักษณ์แห่งความเปลี่ยนแปลงและเป็นความหวังใหม่ของประชาชนค่ะ
Like, we have enough gold to be able to pay for some fucking masks for these miners. I can guarantee that. Like, we could go without our, you know, trip to the, you know, our vacation trip to an island or whatever for like a year to pay for everybody's masks for the next like 6 months while we try and figure out a long-term plan. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all have enough money from all of the, you know, gold that you've been exploiting your people to mine. So you should be able to pay for some fucking masks and air filtration units.
เป็นไงลูก
เสด็จพ่อเลยต้องกลับมากับลูกด้วยเลย
เพราะความปลอดภัยของลูกเป็นสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุด พ่อใจลูกเรื่องปัญหาที่เมืองนะ พ่อเองก็จัดการเรื่องนี้อยู่ แต่สุดท้ายแล้วพ่อก็ไม่ได้มีอำนาจอย่างที่เคยคิดว่ามีพ่ออยากปรึกษาเรื่องเมืองกับเสด็จพ่อ
ขออภัยฝ่าบาทกระหม่อมคิดว่ารอให้เจ้ามหาชีวิตแข็งแรงก่อนจะดีกว่าพะยะค่ะ
พ่อถูกปิดหูปิดตามาทั้งชีวิต
เราเองก็อยากจะพักสักหน่อย
เชื่อทุกคำที่เสด็จปู่พูด โดยไม่เคยมองความจริงเลย
ถ้าไม่อยากเห็นเอมารีต้องเผชิญวิกฤตเศรษฐกิจทำตามที่เราบอก
พ่อไม่เคยจัดการอะไรด้วย
Which is goofy. I'm sorry. Aren't you supposed to be preparing him to rule after you die? Like, I don't care how powerful you become. You're not immortal. You're going to be dead within 10 years, sir. Like, you're not living past, at most, the next decade. You're just not. So why are you not preparing your son to be able to rule after you? What is happening? I know it's partially because he doesn't believe his son is going to take his side, but like, you're not even trying to like, you're not even doing the thing where you try to make him just like you or nothing. Like, you're just keeping him in the dark, which is goofy. Like, do you want him to completely fail once he becomes king? What is the reason? What is the reason, sir? You know? And it's probably because he's been doing... Yeah, he's been doing all this shady shit and he doesn't want to get exposed. That's why.
อำนาจทั้งหมดก็ยังอยู่ในมือเสด็จปู่หลายๆอย่างอาจจะไม่ราบรื่นอย่างที่เราคิดไว้ก็ได้
แสดงว่าถ้าเสด็จพ่อมีอำนาจมากกว่านี้เรื่องทุกอย่างมันจะง่ายแล้วก็รวดเร็วขึ้นใช่ไหมพี่คะ
Hard to say. You can't predict everything.
ถ้าลูกอยากเปลี่ยนแปลงเอมิลีการตั้งใจแข่งให้ชนะ ก็เป็นอีกหนทางหนึ่งที่จะช่วยประเทศนี้ได้
ลูกจะตั้งใจเอาชนะการแข่งครั้งนี้ให้ได้เสด็จพ่อ
I like this vest he's got on.
หลานไม่ควรทำอย่างนี้
หลานเพียงช่วยแบ่งเบางานของเสด็จปู่ เหตุใดจึงไม่ควรพะยะค่ะ
ปู่จะจัดการเอง หลานไม่ควรจะเข้าไปเกี่ยวข้อง หน้าที่ของหลานมีอยู่อย่างเดียวคือเตรียมการแข่งขันเท่านั้นเอง
You can do both.
พะยะค่ะ หลานจะเอาชนะการแข่งให้ได้ จะได้มีอำนาจสร้างความเปลี่ยนแปลงสักที หากเสด็จปู่ไม่คิดจะทำอะไรเลย หลานจะรอวันที่หลานขึ้นมาทำแทนเองพะยะค่ะ
พูดอะมันพูดได้ รู้วิธีแก้ปัญหาเหรอคิดว่าทำตามคนงานแล้วจบเหรอ การเปลี่ยนแปลงนั้นมันต้องใช้เวลา
การเปลี่ยนแปลงต้องใช้ความกล้าและความตั้งใจจริง
That's
ต่าง
what
หาก
he's
พะยะค่ะ
saying. I'll be doing it one day. It takes time. Yeah. Like, if it takes me 20 years, then so fucking be it.
แต่รอให้รู้ทุกเรื่องก็ไม่ต้องลงมือทำอะไรกันพอดี หากไม่มีอะไรแล้ว หลานทูลลา
Let him do his thing. Like, what does it matter to you? Truly, you are like 70 years old, sir. And I'm being generous. He's actually probably closer to 80. And so you are not going to be alive to even see this man actually rule and become king in the future. Like, you are not making it past the next 10 years, maybe not even the next 5. Because you're not just elderly, you're also sick. Like, you are so sick that the doctors are constantly coming to see you to make sure that you don't die on the spot. Sir, you are not making it past the next 10 years. Go and retire and just, I don't know, count ducks or whatever. Like, just chill out. Like, you've had your time. Let your kid and your grandkid do their thing. Like, there's no point. There's no point in this. Like, why don't you relax and just have fun until you die? There's no point. Like, everybody is going to die and you are very close to it. Just chill. Just relax. Let your son and your grandson take more responsibility and they can steer the country, you know, in the way that they need to. You know, you have people willing to take that responsibility and quite frankly able to. So just let it go. But that's his problem. He can't let go of power. His sense of identity is, you know, rooted in control of others and feeling like he's the absolute power in his country, which he is technically, but like it's so embedded in that he can't even here on the edge of death, he still can't, you know, let go. That man is going to be on his dying bed, on his deathbed, the EKG beeping, and he's still going to be like, my rule, my word is law. And then his next breath is going to be his last one. That's how it's going to be for him. Unless you forcibly remove him from power.
ตอนนี้พวกทหารเริ่มออกตามหาคุณแล้วนะครับ ผมคงต้องระวังตัวให้มากกว่านี้ คุณคิดว่าท่านชายคณินเห็นคุณหรือเปล่า
Yeah.
เห็น แล้วคุณจะเอาไงต่อครับ ก็คงต้องซ่อนตัวก่อน ผมอยากให้คณินโฟกัสกับเรื่องการแข่งขัน ไม่อยากให้เขาต้องมาเสียสมาธิเอาเรื่องผม คุณนี่คนดีจริงๆเลยนะครับ
So why
ช่วยชีวิตหลานของเจ้ามหาชีวิตไว้แท้ๆแต่ต้องโดนสั่งให้ซ่อนตัว
ทำเหมือนคนที่ตายไปแล้ว
Yeah, I guess the question is, do we think that the only thing that makes me question it is that, okay, he was hit. Let's say he escaped from the assassination attempt, saved Kanin, wasn't able to save the princess, and then, hid out in the UK. We know this to be true. If he was running from the grandpa, why would the grandpa at the beginning of this series send Chawarin, of all people, Chawarin, to go and get Kanin and bring him back? Because clearly he knew where he was. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to send Chawarin to him. Did he think he was going to get an easy puppet? I don't know. There's some things that don't make sense to me. If it is the king that killed the princess 18 years ago, why did he send Chawarin to go get Kanin instead of just killing Kanin? Because he clearly doesn't give a shit about his own son. So why is he working so hard to make sure that his son becomes king? Is it just about legacy to him?
คือแบบนี้มันกล่าวให้ตายกันจริงแน่
ผมเข้าใจเหตุผลของเจ้ามหาชีวิตนะคณินต้องปรับตัวเข้ากับเอมิลีแล้วก็ต้องเข้าแข่งขัน
Okay, yeah, that's what I
ผม
thought.
ไม่อยากให้มาเสียสมาธิเรื่องผม
คนรุ่นคุณนี่เก่งนะครับ คือเข้าใจไปหมดซะทุกอย่างเลย
Yeah, because that's what I thought. I thought he did the assassination attempt now in order to make it so that Kanin has to cut ties with his past because he has nothing to go back to, right? Like, I understand why the king would attack them in the present. Like, send Chawarin to bring him back and then kill the adoptive dad so that Kanin has nothing to turn to except for them, right? Because, yeah, if he's trying to set up the legacy of their, territory and their family to be the rulers for the next 2 generations after him, then that makes sense, So that's why it's like, I don't think it makes sense for him to try and kill the princess 18 years ago.
ถ้าเป็นผมนะ
I feel like I'm repeating the same thing over and over in every episode.
คุณเคยตกปลาไหมถ้าปลามันตัวใหญ่กับแรงเบ็ดคุณจะดึงมันขึ้นมาได้ไหมหรือมันจะกระชากคุณลงไปในน้ำ
Won't it snap?
ผมไม่ยอมแพ้ง่ายๆหรอกครับ
Am I incorrect? Won't the line just snap?
คุณเคยตกปลาไหมถ้าปลามันตัวใหญ่กับแรงเบ็ดคุณจะดึงมันขึ้นมาได้ไหม
Yeah, if it's stronger than your line, then the line will just
หรือ
snap.
มันจะกระชากคุณลงไปในน้ำ
It won't do either of
ไม่
those
ยอมแพ้
things.
ง่ายๆหรอกครับ ถ้าจำเป็นจริงๆให้ตายยังไง ผมก็จะดึงมันขึ้นมาให้ได้เลย
All right, sir.
แล้วถ้ามันเป็นปลาที่ใหญ่ที่สุดในทะเลล่ะใหญ่จนมันกินปลาตัวเล็ก ตัวไหนเมื่อไหร่ก็ได้ทุกตัว คุณจะเอาชนะมันได้เหรอ
ก็ถ้าปลาเล็กทุกตัวร่วมมือกันนะครับ ไม่ยอมให้มันกิน ต่อให้มันตัวใหญ่แค่ไหนก็ตามสักวันมันก็อยู่ไม่ได้หรอกครับ
I just feel like if he did kill the princess, why? I just need a motivation. Maybe he intended to kill the princess, but not Kanin.
เจ้าคงจะรู้นะว่าทัดนายมาที่เอมิลีเราให้คนไปควบคุมล่ะแต่ทัดนายหนีไปได้ ปู่ต้องสั่งเจ้าใช่ไหมถึงจะไม่เข้าไปยุ่งเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของทัดนาย
กระหม่อมเกรงว่ากระหม่อมคงปกปิดเรื่องคุณทันในจากท่านชายไม่ได้ แต่กระหม่อมสัญญา ท่านชายคณินจะได้เจอคุณทัตนัยในเวลาที่เหมาะสมพะยะค่ะ
ที่ผ่านมาปู่ยอมเจ้ามาโดยตลอด ไม่เคยถือโทษโกรธเลยเพราะว่าเจ้าเป็นหลาน แต่ครั้งนี้ในนามของเจ้ามหาชีวิตข้าขอสั่งให้เจ้าเลิกยุ่งเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของทัตนัยเด็ดขาด
พะยะค่ะฟาบาท
Is he thinking about pop pop? What's happening? Say your mind.
ทำไมพี่ไม่บอกนินว่าเจอพ่อแล้ว เป็นคำสั่งเหรอครับ เสด็จปู่ใช่ไหม
Not just from grandfather.
นินรู้ว่าถ้านินอยากเจอพ่อตอนเนี้ยอาจจะทำให้เขาไม่ปลอดภัย แต่พี่ช่วยบอกให้นินสบายใจหน่อยได้ไหมว่าพ่อยังสบายดีอยู่
เวทิตช่วยดูแลทัตนัยอยู่ นินสบายใจได้เลย
Say sorry for keeping it from him. I still think he should have said sorry for keeping it from him from lying
การแข่ง
for
ขันครั้ง
lying.
นี้จะเริ่มจาก
Even
การ
if
แข่งขัน
even if I thought it was the right thing to do, I'm still sorry. Like, I don't want to do things like that with you. I want to be open and honest. Okay. Oh, we're finally here at the competition. First round.
การแข่งขันครั้งนี้จะเริ่มจากการแข่ง
Is it
ขัน
the knowledge round?
ทดสอบไหวพริบ
Yeah.
ทางคณะกรรมการกลางขององค์เจ้ามหาชีวิต จะเป็นผู้จัดเตรียมโจทย์ และส่งให้กับผู้ร่วมการแข่งขันก่อน1 วันพะยะ
We
ค่ะ
have one day.
ส่วน
Okay.
การแข่งขันลำดับที่ 2 คือการแข่งขันยิง
Archery.
ธนู
ขอประธานอนุญาตฝ่าบาทกระหม่อมขอเสนอให้จัดการแข่งขันตามราชประเพณีเดิม ให้ผู้เข้าแข่งขันแข่งกันในป่า โดยใช้เทคโนโลยีของทวิตเมธาทำเป้า แล้วเชื่อมต่อให้เมื่อยิงเข้าเป้า คะแนนจะไปปรากฏขึ้นที่คณะกรรมการทันทีพะยะค่ะ
กระหม่อมเห็นด้วยนะพะยะค่ะ น่าจะทำให้การแข่งขันดูสนุกยิ่งขึ้น
ในเมื่อครั้งนี้เจ้าชายวสินทร์ไม่มีทายาทกระหม่อมเห็นว่าควรจะให้เจ้าชายวสินทร์จัดการเรื่องสนามแข่งที่มีนานครินทร์
Meanwhile, he decides to present his long lost heir to, like taking a page out of the King's book. That shit would be so soapy, but so funny.
ที่ถามด้วยพะยะค่ะ
ถ้าทุกคนเห็นด้วยเราก็ไม่ติดอะไร
และการแข่งขันลำดับสุดท้ายคือการแข่งขันฟันดาบทายาทที่ได้รับการตัดสินเป็นผู้ชนะ จะส่งผลให้พระบิดาขึ้นครองราชย์ในลำดับต่อไป
พักสักหน่อยไหมเพคะท่านหญิง
Do we think she's gonna
ท่านนี้
win?
สบายมากไปต่อกันเถอะ
Because I feel like this is the kind of series that would swerve so that instead of Kanine winning, somebody else wins. It's not going to be Ramin. Ramin ain't winning this. Sorry, buddy. But we are not seeing your father on the throne at the end of this series. But I could see them swerving and having her win because she's the only one of them that's just purely focused on training this entire time. I could 100% see it swerving to her. And then relieving the pressure from Kanine and his father from being king, and allowing them to focus instead on getting their district straightened out in terms of the mines.
ตารางซ้อมต่อไปของท่านหญิงคือยิงธนูเชิญทางนี้เพคะเสด็จพ่อมีเรื่องอะไรหรอเพคะ
พ่อรู้รายละเอียดของการแข่งขันมาชัดเจนแล้วเอาเป็นว่าพ่อได้หาโค้ชที่เหมาะสมไว้ให้ลูกแล้วพรุ่งนี้ลูกซ้อมกับโค้ชใหม่ได้เลย
เกิดอะไรขึ้นหรอเพคะ
ไม่ต้องถามให้มันมากเรื่องได้ไหมทำตามที่พ่อบอกแล้วกัน
ทำไมต้องเปลี่ยนนิวโค้ชคะ
มิราอาจจะเป็นคนที่ช่วยฝึกซ้อมได้ดีแต่มิราเองก็ไม่ได้เก่งและรอบรู้ไปซะทุกเรื่องการที่เรามีโค้ชที่ดีเนี่ยจะช่วยให้ทวิตเมธาของเราได้รับชัยชนะพ่อหาสิ่งที่ดีที่สุดไว้ให้ลูกแล้ว
ไม่จริงเพราะมิราเป็นผู้หญิงใช่ไหมเพคะ
ใช่นี่ถ้าสองตระกูลเขารู้ว่าคนฝึกสอนลูกนี่เป็นผู้หญิงอ่ะ
Is it really purely?
ดูถูกเราเหรอ
It's purely about that, sir? Like, do better, man. It's purely about that? Like if you brought a legitimate coach that had a slightly different knowledge than her that could help, then first of all, why not just bring him in and have them both coach her? Have them work collaboratively. You know, she actually probably should have multiple teachers so that she can get a broad and expansive education for this anyway. Like, you don't go to school and learn from exactly one teacher for all your subjects. You don't even necessarily go to school and learn from one teacher for the same subject. Sometimes you have multiple teachers of the same subject. That's why in college you have multiple professors of English. You don't have the same professor all throughout college.
มีสองช้อยส์ให้เสด็จพ่อหนึ่งให้ลูกซ้อมต่อกับมิลาหรือสอง
I drop out
ให้ลูกถอนตัวจากการแข่งในครั้งนี้ไปเลย
ทำไมลูกไม่ฟังพ่อบ้างนะ
ถ้าเสด็จพ่อไม่มีอะไรแล้วหญิงขอตัวไปซ้อมก่อนนะเพคะ
คือ
This is a goofy thing to say, especially now that we are so close to the competition. Like, what is the point? Like, just chill. Honestly, like, it's crazy for him to do all of this and say all of this. Like, she didn't give you the opportunity to have a path to the throne in the first place. Like, the fact that she's been insistent on this and actually got a place in the competition means that you now have dreams that you never could have had in the past. Chill out. It's this guy being a confidant to everybody else that's making him so sus. Like, he is sitting here gathering information
เราจนปัญญากับเรื่องนี้
because
แล้ว
everybody trusts him because he
ถ้า
doesn't
ไม่
have
เป็น
an
การละ
heir,
ลาบละล้วงจนเกินไป
and so they just
ขอ
talk
ถาม
to
ได้ไหม
him
ว่ามันเกิดอะไรขึ้น
and tell him everything at all
ลำพัง
times.
เรามีทายาทเป็นผู้หญิงมันก็ลำบากใจอยู่แล้ว นี่ยังมีโค้ชเป็นผู้หญิงดิ เราเกรงว่าถ้าใครรู้เข้า อาจจะดูถูกเอาได้ว่าไม่เหมาะสม
Sorry.
ถ้าอย่างนั้นท่านก็อย่าเพิ่งหนักใจไปเลย เจ้าชายชนะ
It's
การมี
2025.
โค้ชเป็นผู้หญิงเนี่ยมันก็ไม่ใช่เรื่องผิดอะไร ถ้าทั้งสองสามารถที่จะฝึกซ้อมแล้วเข้ากันได้ด้วยดี แล้วอีกอย่างหนึ่งเนี่ยโค้ชมิราเนี่ยก็มีฝีไม้ลายมือที่ไม่ธรรมดาอยู่เหมือนกัน การที่จะหาโค้ชได้ลงตัวแบบนี้เนี่ยมันไม่ใช่เรื่องง่ายๆเลยนะ
ท่านหญิงเพคะ หม่อมฉันไม่อยากให้ท่านหญิงมีปัญหากับเจ้าชายชนา
เธอเป็นคนของฉัน ไม่ว่าใครจะพูดยังไงก็ไม่ต้องฟัง ฟังแค่ฉันก็พอ
แต่ว่าคำสั่ง
ถ้าท่านพ่ออยากให้เราลงแข่ง ก็ต้องมีโค้ชอยู่ต่อ เราจะซ้อมต่อแล้ว
Not him falling asleep.
เราอยากพักแล้วว่า
ขออภัยนะกระหม่อม
โอ้ยทำไมต้องบังคับกันขนาดนี้ด้วยเนี่ย
Get up and do some exercise. A little. Walk around for like 20 minutes.
เหลือเวลาอีกไม่ถึง2 อาทิตย์แล้วนะพี่
All right, less than 2 weeks.
แต่สมอง
All
แล้วมัน
right,
จะ
we
รับ
have a
ไม่ไหว
timeline.
แล้ว
ได้ งั้น กระหม่อมไปตามคุณชรันมาดีไหมพี่ค่ะ
ก็งั้นเราก็คงจะพอรับได้อีกนิดนึง
ได้ยินชื่อคุณชรันไม่ได้กระหม่อมไปตามคุณชรันให้ก็ได้ ถ้าหากว่าฟาบาทอ่านต่อยสัก2-3 หน้า
อย่ามาต่อรองกับเราชาครี
ไปก็ได้
The way we have never seen his old friends from the first episode ever again. This is why I continue to think that we could have just cut all of that. Like, we could have just had him at a party and know that he has friends, but we didn't need any extra scenes with them at all. Because they were completely irrelevant. All we needed to know is that he had friends. Which is all, that's it. We could have done that in like a 2-minute party montage. Yeah, it's the book that his dad used to read him. Pop, pop!
เราดีใจนะ ที่รามบินตั้งใจฝึกซ้อมทักษะได้ดีกว่าเมื่อก่อนเนี่ยคงจะเป็นเพราะว่ามีเพทายให้กำลังใจอยู่ข้างๆแล้ว
Don't be touching him.
รู้หน้าที่ตัวเองแบบนี้ จะได้ไม่ต้องถูกทำโทษไง
I need this man to die. Why aren't we assassinating him?
พี่ช่วยใกล้แข่งเข้ามาทุกทีแล้วพี่อยากให้นินโฟกัสให้ได้มากกว่านี้
What's wrong?
นินเหนื่อยอะเหนื่อยแบบแค่หมอนมารองหัวก็หลับได้เลยอะ
การแข่งครั้งนี้ทุกตระกูลมีทายาทเป็นเดิมพันถ้าอยากครองบัลลังก์ก็ต้องยอมแลกกับอะไรบางอย่าง
What does that mean? Oh, I guess your
แล้วถ้านินอยากได้อย่างอื่นก่อนบัลลังก์
I guess that's what he's saying. That needs to be sacrificed. Ooh. We sacrificing these lips?
อันนั้นก็ด้วย
He said yes. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it would probably help him to relax. like even if it was, just a quickie. It probably would help with his productivity. I'm gonna be honest. And not just like in a pervy way, but like if he's like tense and whatnot and worried, that's not gonna help. Just like when you work really long hours, you should take like breaks. They say that sometimes it works really well with productivity when you take like short 10-minute or so breaks like every hour or every couple of hours. Ooh, damn. Maybe she needs a quickie too.
โอ๊ยท่านหญิง
Ooh.
เจ็บมากไหมเพคะ
ทุ่มเทกำลังกายแค่ไหน แต่ถ้าไม่รู้จักพักก็เป็นการทำร้ายตัวเอง หม่อมฉันไม่เคยเห็นท่านหญิงเป็นแบบนี้มาก่อน
Yeah, just
ท่านหญิง
stop.
พักบ้างเถอะนะเพ
We're
คะ
2 weeks away from the competition. Just stop. You're not gonna improve your skills in the next 2 weeks. You're either ready or you're not. Take a break, heal up, stop doing anything. And then maybe, like, you're never supposed to study, like, the day before a test. I feel like this is similar. Take a break, ice your arm, make sure it's healed up. Because you got, the first competition is in 2 weeks. And the first one is the wit one. I assume that there's a break in between each leg of the competition, right? So let's assume a few days to a week between each. You've got like about a month before you actually have to do... No, you've got 3 weeks before you have to do the archery, and then 4 weeks before you have to do fencing. So let's not forget that there's 2 physical parts to the competition. So if you mess up your arm now, it's going to get worse when you do archery. And then if your arm is shot in archery, you're not going to win the fencing. Even if you win the archery part, you're not going to win the fencing part. Stop, take a break. Rest. Heal up your arm.
ดื่มเยอะขนาดเนี้ยเดี๋ยวก็ซ้อมไม่ไหวเอานะเพคะ
เธอบอกให้ฉันพักไม่ใช่เหรอ
แต่นี่มันก็มากไปหน่อยนะเพคะ
เธอไม่เข้าใจฉันหรอก
เรื่องเพศสภาพนี่ไม่น่าเกี่ยวข้องกับการแข่งขันหรือเปล่า
เราคิดว่าที่ท่านพ่อ protect เราเพราะท่านเข้าใจ
Yeah, that's so
แต่ที่ไหนได้
messed up.
ท่าน protect ศักดิ์ศรีตัวเองต่างหาก
Yeah, and he just wanted to be on the throne.
ทำไมเราต้องเกิดมาเป็นผู้หญิงด้วยอะ
ไม่มีใครเข้าใจคนอื่นได้100%หรอกนะเพคะ มีแต่ตัวเราเองที่จะเข้าใจตัวเองได้ดีที่สุด านหญิงเลือกเกิดไม่ได้ แต่สามารถเป็นตัวเองในเวอร์ชั่นที่ดีที่สุดได้นะเพคะ
Indeed. Words to live by. Can't control what other people think. You can never fully know what somebody else's thoughts are and what they feel. But you know yourself, and you can always be the best version of yourself. Dude, I'm telling you, if he had just like regular relaxation, he'd probably do better during this competition. Like, he doesn't have to take, you know, a 2-week full-on break, but like what I was saying earlier about taking a break, I just meant for her to take a break from the physical training. What she should focus probably on is the, you know, mental training for the first competition for a little bit, heal up her body, and then maybe do a day or two, you know, of training a week after that for the physical part. It looks like his physical condition has been okay, so he needs to brush up on the information and education, history and stuff like that, because he's at a disadvantage there because he hasn't been living in Emily his whole life and being educated like a royal his whole life. Got a new song for me to black out so y'all don't hear it. To be fair, not all of the songs have been blocked. When I try to upload it to YouTube, so you might hear some of these.
มีเล่มนี้ที่อังกฤษนะครับบังเอิญเห็นอยู่บนชั้นก็เลยหยิบมาก็พอเข้าใจนะว่าเป็นเพราะ4 ตระกูลร่วมมือกันเลยได้เอกราชกลับมาแต่พอดินได้มาอยู่ที่เนี่ยพอได้มาเจอราชวงศ์จริงๆดินก็ยิ่งไม่ค่อยอยากเชื่อว่าเจ้าชายผู้ชงพิสุทธิ์เนี่ยนะจะยอมสละอำนาจแล้วก็จัดให้มีราชประเพณีขึ้นไปชิงบัลลังก์ไม่แปลกใจ
Sometimes you do something for the good of your people.
มันไม่เข้ากับเรื่องตอนอื่นเพราะประวัติศาสตร์มันก็แล้วแต่คนบันทึก
Yeah, that's a good point too.
จริงถึงจะเขียนขึ้นจากหลักฐานแต่สุดท้ายมันก็เป็นสิ่งที่เขียนขึ้นอยู่ดี
ประวัติศาสตร์กับสายหลักบอกไว้อย่างที่นินเข้าใจบางฉบับก็บอกไว้ว่าผู้ชงพิสุทธิ์นั้นไม่ต้องการจะแบ่งอำนาจให้ใครทั้งนั้น
ก็มีอำนาจอยู่ในมือใครจะอยากแบ่งให้คนอื่น
แต่พอสุดท้ายเขาจะแพ้สงครามก็เลยพยายามเจรจากับตระกูลอื่นๆจนได้ข้อสรุปว่าต้องช่วยกันเอาชนะ
Oh, was he planning on betraying them?
และจากนั้นก็จะจัดพิธีแข่งขันราชประเพณีฟันดาบขึ้น
Did he rig the competition or something?
Record ก็หายเหนื่อยแหละ
Do we think that the final episodes are going to be about the competition, or are we going to get through the competition early and then the final episodes are going to be about the investigation into his mom's murder? and Sharan's mom's disappearance. Because I don't know. Have we done what we said and given them mass
เราเห็นปัญหาแล้ว ตอนนี้เราคิดว่า
and
ในภาวะฉุกเฉินแบบ
purifiers?
เนี้ยคงต้องแก้ไขปัญหาเฉพาะหน้าไปก่อน เราจะหาทางช่วยให้ได้ ว่าจะลดค่าฝุ่นอย่างไรได้บ้าง
คุณอาจจะจำไม่ได้นะ เพราะตอนนั้นคุณยังเด็กอยู่ แต่ผมจำเรื่องนั้นได้ไม่เคยลืม
Okay.
มึงโอเคไหมวะ
โอเค ความจริงก็คือความจริง
หวังว่าคุณจะแยกแยะเรื่องราวในอดีตได้นะ ว่ามันไม่ได้เกี่ยวอะไรกับเขาเลย
ผมรู้ครับ ขอบคุณที่พูดความจริงกับผม เอาไว้เดี๋ยวเราคุยกันครับ
Who is he
อย่าคิด
talking
มากนะเว้ยรัน
to?
แค่นี้ก่อนนะ
Obviously, he's getting some information probably about his mom that's involved with the king and or the prince, the grand prince, maybe.
Minเหรอ
Hey, what's up, babe? I was just thinking earlier today, by the way, that we haven't seen anything with his art in a while. Because there were pictures in the library, and I was like, I was thinking in my mind, we haven't seen him painting recently. And now here we are in his
มี
studio.
อะไรหรือเปล่า
Yeah, what's up?
ได้เล่นเหรอครับ
ดึกมากแล้ว มาพี่ทำไม
ก็คิดถึงนะสิ
He said, no, that's gotta wait. Nah. I waited. And now I'm here. Oh, does he want him to
นิน
paint
อยาก
him?
ให้พี่นันวาดรูปนินให้ครับ
พี่ว่านินรีบนอนดีกว่าไหม
นอนก็ได้
Paint me like one of your French girls.
แต่จะนอนที่นี่นะ นินเครียดอะอยากหาอะไรผ่อนคลายทำ
Why did he just jump back like that? That's so funny. Let's see it again.
นินเครียดอะอยากหาอะไรผ่อนคลายทำ
Not bending down. Wildin'. Like I said, just do it. It'd help both of you loosen up. I didn't mean that way, but now it's that way. Sir, it is not gonna kill you both if y'all boom shakalaka in this art room.
แล้วตอนพี่รันทำตัวสบายๆ น่ารักกว่าตอนเครียดๆอีก นิงไม่แกล้งแล้ว
But I think he still wants to be painted. Yeah.
นิงพูดจริงนะ
We getting painted naked? All right, so how's it gonna pose him? Just laying on the chaise. Oh. You know he took his robe off. No, he's just doing something like, goofy. I love his glasses, his big old glasses. It's so cute. Naughty. Oh, they went romantic. Sir?
พี่ชอบนินหรือเปล่า
Of course. Has he never said it?
ชอบเท่าที่นินชอบพี่ไหม พี่ยังไม่ได้ลงสีนี้
No, you just started. It takes a long time. Well, now, what is he about to do? Don't do nothing fucking crazy. Flag on the play, because you don't know what kind of chemicals is in that. Like, yes, it's obviously water, and he probably cleans his brushes, but flag on the play. I'm not saying you can't get paint on you, because obviously when you're painting, it splashes all over you and stuff like that, and it's okay. But calm down. I guess it depends on where he decides to brush him. Yeah, I hope that's purely water and not anything else, any other chemicals to help clean the brush. I don't know why he thought he was going to get out of this without having sex with this man. Like, sir, be serious. Not over his nipple. He's so wild. I kind of love it. But you know he is broadening this man's horizons. Because I still don't know if he has ever had a lover before Kanin. Like, it's very debatable. The way he looks so fascinated. He's like, oh my god, what are we doing? What are you doing? But he's super into it. Love it. a little taste of the same medicine. We're gonna have to throw that brush away after this, though, or just use it for fun purposes, and that's it. Although I guess they could. There's something to using it still for art, but maybe only for when you're painting him. That'd be something. Wildin'. It's a wrap. They have great love scenes. I've always thought that even in Cutie Pie. I've told you guys that they are my favorite part about Cutie Pie, despite how the back third of that show didn't work for me. But they always work. And now it's all sweet. And comforting. Oh, on the floor. Okay. I thought we were going to make our way to the chaise, but all right. All right, baby. The strategically placed painting. Love it. Take these glasses off. Leg up. Wildin'. Oh, lift it up. Oh, we are going to make our way over to the chaise. Or, no. Never mind. On the stool. We are really moving through this scene and, you know, ups and downs. You know, really sexy, sensual, really sweet. Really sexy, sensual, really sweet. It's nice. It's good. It's a good way to convey their feelings. And the romance of everything. Ooh, well, they're going crazy with the blur. Over the stool? Nice. Whoa! That was crazy! Damn. Very nice. And then they immediately cut to a sweet scene. See what I'm saying? They were just like... That was a crazy thing to end on. They really tapped into the praise kink of it all, huh? Good boy heard around the world. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a really good episode. Like, everything was working. The political side of things, we finally got more of the competition, which I've been hoping for. Not just, oh yeah, the competition's coming up, just a couple of sentences, but like actually, you know, learning more about how the competition is going to happen and what needs to happen for them to prepare for it. We got more training. We got more of, honestly, all three candidates doing their thing. Then, like I said, the political side of things, the issue with the mind, a little bit of forward movement. We got a bit more understanding about Kanin's father and his position on the mines. We got Pop back too. He also showed up, so we're getting movement there. Just like a lot of movement for the plot, for all of the plots, really. Actually, this was a really good episode. Like, that was jam-packed with forward movement. So it felt really good, actually, to watch. It didn't feel like anything, like, it didn't feel like we were spinning our wheels with anything, you know. We also kind of got confirmation that the biggest issue in the country is actually the king. You know, the king himself, because he won't let go of power. We still don't have confirmation that... We have confirmation, obviously, that he attacked them currently. But this is, I think, the conversation with Pop was the first time we had a hint that maybe the father was involved in the assassination attempt 18 years ago. Like, that it wasn't just another rival, but it was the king himself. But the problem that I have right now is that I don't understand what the motivation would be to do that. It has to be about uncovering a secret or something. It has to be something that he needed to hush up or cover up. Because just killing her for killing's sake doesn't make any sense to me. And it doesn't feel like I presented the idea that maybe he did it because he didn't like the marriage between her and his son and her influence on his son or something like that. Or maybe her family's influence on his family. So he wanted to break that alliance and then have his son remarry. But we don't really actually have any evidence that he tried to get his son to remarry after. So that was a flimsy reason, but that's just because I'm trying to come up with any reason that he would actually kill his daughter-in-law 18 years ago. It doesn't feel like it's about the mines either. It's got to be something else. Because, I don't know, maybe it could be about the mines, but it's not like the people don't already know or have an inkling that the king doesn't care about them and care about how the mines are harming people, you know? So I feel like it can't be about the mines, it's about something else. You know, and this whole series, I've been suspecting the fourth guy who doesn't have an heir, that Grand Prince who doesn't have an heir. But it's actually making me, like, the conversation with Pop Pop is making me wonder if maybe Pop Pop and him are working together. Actually, because he mentioned we need to gather all the smaller fish in order to defeat the large fish, right? So now I'm thinking that maybe they are in cahoots with each other. Now, do we think that father is involved? Or is it just Pop Pop and the other Grand Prince? And it's definitely not Ramin's dad. Like, he wouldn't be able to work with others. So he's absolutely out of the loop. But I don't think Kanin's dad knows. He might be one hell of an actor if he is involved with Pop Pop. Pop Pop's plans. Maybe. Like, because what they're basically proposing is usurping the throne. That's what they're trying to do. But I guess this is another question. Let's say Kanin wins the competition. Is his father immediately made king? Or does it just ensure that his father will inherit the throne once once grandfather dies? Like, does grandfather remain in power even after the competition is won? Or does he immediately have to step down for the next king? Because it also, if he has to immediately step down, that puts in perspective the competition itself. Because I could see the king's ultimate goal being doing away with the competition. Like, he's been trying to do away with the competition for, you know, years so that he can remain in power. But he's so old now. It's like, what's the point? You're gonna cling on to power for another 5 extra years, sir? Like, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You know, I can't imagine that being the motivation. Like, if he was younger, I could believe that he was doing all this to try and get rid of the idea of the competition and change the monarchy to a monarchy that's decided based on genealogy, bloodlines, basically, so that he and his issue are all in control no matter what. But I just feel like he's too far into his reign for that to matter, you know? So, yeah. I'm still struggling with the king's motivation, but I'm sure he has a motivation, and I'm sure he has a reason for doing the things that he's doing, and it's going to make sense once we find it out. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that it's not a nonsensical, ridiculous reason. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Sorry. Let's talk about the process. I think it was good, and I think we got a little bit better. I think I like this one more than the last time we had the protest in the square. But I guess this one wouldn't have as much meaning if the last one didn't happen, to bring Kanin into the mix, into the conversation about it. So, fair. So, you know, I think I just like this one more because it felt a little bit more like forward movement. It felt a little bit more like forward movement than the last one. But, you know, maybe that one, like I said, needed to happen in order to make this one work. Because Kanin needed to experience the chaos of the last one in order to understand how to handle this one. So it's part of his evolution as somebody who could be a diplomat for the people and be able to both, you know, hear them, understand them, and calm things down so that it doesn't get out of control, you know? Yeah. So, and then we had just like what was that conversation between Chawarin and somebody on the phone? He learned something that could change his opinion about somebody close to him. It's gotta be he learned something about the king or Kanin's father, the prince, the grand prince. It's gotta be something like that. And they had something to do with his mom's disappearance or something. But I feel like we would have had more of a reaction from him. And maybe even like a flashback to his mom so we can connect those things. But maybe they just don't want to reveal it right now. So fair enough. Okay. Yeah. And then we had some more romance in this episode. That was a really nice scene at the end. I mean, it was a bit long, but it's okay. We were just kind of living in the moment, forward movement of that scene and the progression of intimacy in that scene, which was very nice. Yeah, they have good love scenes. Obviously, they have great chemistry, so their romantic scenes are always going to be nice. And I think it was composed pretty well. This series so far has actually not... It's been romantic, but it's not been as romantic as I was expecting. Like, there's actually a much more focus on him learning how to be a prince than the romance. The romance is good, but they don't have much conflict in their relationship other than Chawarin's slightly split loyalties. But even that kind of conflict usually gets cleared up in a conversation, you know? Like, they don't have actually a lot of internal conflict, which is not a bad thing because there's so much going on in the plot. There's so much external conflict for them that we don't really need, like, a lot of internal stuff. Like, we don't have a whole arc of jealousy or something. We don't have, like, an arc of, I don't know. The kind of tropey stuff, really severe miscommunication, that kind of stuff. We don't have any of that because it's unnecessary. There's so much happening in this plot with the competition, with the politics, with the protesting, with the king, that with the investigation into the dad, like all of that stuff can fill up, fill up the time that we spend in an episode. That we don't need, trite stuff like that, which I appreciate. I appreciate actually not having to like crazy conflict between these two. They occasionally have ideological differences, but again, it can be cleared up with open communication about how they feel. It was obviously earlier on he was more reserved, so he didn't say what he felt. Chawarin was more reserved, so he struggled to like verbalize his feelings in a lot of ways, but he's much better at it now. And he also was unsure about his position, about whether or not it was appropriate to be with the prince in this way. But obviously now that he's let that go, he's been very open with communication for the most part. And when he hasn't, they've talked it through, So I appreciate it, like I said. I don't have too much else to say about this episode. This one was a long one. I did pause a lot, so this is almost 2 hours. I'm so sorry, guys. I just looked at the recording time, and I saw that it's like an hour and 40 minutes. So we're going to wrap this up. I feel so bad, y'all, because this is an hour-long episode, so I've just been yapping. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Going over to Patreon if you're interested in early access to this show, as well as early access and full-length access to other shows. In terms of what am I releasing right now, I am almost done recording Petrichor. I still have a few episodes left of that. And I'm releasing them on Patreon. I don't know when I'll get them up on YouTube because I'll have to cut them down, but I'll try. I will try, I promise. I'm also starting Us, the series, a GL from GMMTV, which means that full episodes for that should be up on YouTube later this month into early August. Those will start up on YouTube, but they're on Patreon right now. I'm probably going to replace Petrichor with something else. I don't know, maybe Affair, or am I finally going to sit down and watch Reverse for You, even though I keep promising and then not actually watching it? Or maybe I'll finally get into Chaser Game W Season 2, you know, that J drama, that JGL. And then The Next Prince, I'm going to follow up The Next Prince with Pit Babe Season 2. Baby, Pit Babe Season 2 is coming, so a completely different vibe from The Next Prince, so get ready for that. We're gonna get all the tropes in that one, I'm sure. Definitely that's what I'll be covering next, and then after that, I don't know, I'll figure it out as I go along, you know, maybe do a couple polls for you guys. In terms of non-Thai shows, I'm currently releasing Love Between Fairy and Devil, the C drama, over on Patreon. I've got the full series of Till the End of the Moon. I did a poll as well about what the next C drama our release will be, and you guys chose the story of Cunning Palace. So that will be going up 2 episodes per week, just like Love Between Fairy and Devil. After Love Between Fairy and Devil ends, which at this rate, I believe it's like another 3 weeks or so. And then I usually put like a week or 2 between my releases just to give myself time to edit and things like that. So you'll start to see the story of Cunning Palace over on Patreon go up probably again late August, something like that. Mid to late August, around there. No. And then I'll hold another poll for C dramas probably. You know, I do need to circle back around to editing Moving. I've got like a third of that show up. And I need to sit down and like really focus on editing that. That one was one of my early recordings, so the editing actually is a lot for me because I didn't have my camera or my mic set up the right way. I didn't have the skin that I have right now for the video, so it's taking me a lot longer to edit like some of my early stuff that I recorded, which is why I've had to take breaks and hiatuses and whatnot. So that's why. So anyway, enough channel talk. Let me go ahead and end it here. I will see you guys in the next one, which I won't watch until next week because I'm all caught up. So I'm watching it week to week with y'all. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Baby, it's whatever. All this ever, but you long gone. It don't matter.